Hello and welcome to TCM. I'm Dave Karger. On the first 6 Thursday nights of this new year, we're going to be presenting a new episode of the brand new limited documentary series, The Power of Film. And I'm happy to welcome back to TCM the two exec producers of this doc series, Laura Gabbert and Doug Prey. Hello to you both.
Hello.
Hi.
Tonight's episode number 2 is called Trapped. And what you're talking about here is the concept of a character being trapped between his or her fate and his or her destiny. And for so many of us, those are words that we use interchangeably, fate and destiny. But as we're about to learn in this episode, they're not exactly the same. I know Howard Suber, your former professor, who's kind of the host of this series, is going to walk us through it. But just to tee it up, in this episode, how would you distinguish between someone's fate and someone's destiny, particularly when it relates to a film character?
As he defines it, fate is what you're given at birth. It's stuff you can't necessarily change. And destiny is what you can become or what you can seize in your life in very, very simple terms. He explains it much more eloquently. But what's so powerful about Howard's teachings is he starts to show you how the greatest stories of all time, even in Shakespeare and even going back to the days of the Greeks, but certainly in popular memorable movies, he shows you how in almost every case, there's a moment when the character that you're following, the hero of the story, as it were, seizes control of their destiny. And it's sort of like, I can't take it anymore. I'm sick of this fate. I'm going to break out. So one of the most profound concepts that Howard spins for us is this idea that we are all trapped. No matter who you are, we're trapped in some way. And we feel that. And he spins that into this idea that the reason we go to movies at all, in a really big way, is to see people get out of their traps.
Well, Doug, you even said there's a moment where a film character says, I can't take it anymore. Well, network factors very heavily into this episode that people are going to see. Laura, why is that film, and particularly the character of Howard Beale, such a perfect example for this concept?
I mean, I think the other piece of this sort of tension between fate and destiny is that there needs to be defiance also, oftentimes. And the scene that we show in the series of Howard Beale saying, I'm as mad as hell and I'm not going to take this anymore. It is such a stark, striking example of someone just saying no more. And then the fact that everyone runs out and starts yelling this into the streets, it resonates with everyone because everyone feels trapped between the circumstances which they were born into and what we're trying to get. And then there are all these obstructions in the way in life. And so it's overcoming those obstacles to actually seize what you want.
Laura, another concept that comes up in this episode is this idea of the reluctant hero. And it's interesting, that was a fascinating idea. Was that eye-opening to you to hear Howard Suber talk about how so many heroes that we love and revere, when you think about it, they are reluctant heroes?
Yeah, and he really delves into what constitutes a hero and why a hero might be reluctant. Basically, heroes don't really get material satisfaction in the end. There's usually a sacrifice involved. And I think a lot of heroes know that going into it.
There's a great segment in this upcoming episode where he talks about how so many people are talked into a job that they didn't want to do. And then they end up caught into it. And that's the beauty of the story, is we start going, oh my God, he has to do this. He has to do this because he wants this and he's stuck. It just makes for good storytelling. And Howard's, he breaks it down beautifully.
Well, we learned that it's the character's destiny, is it not? Laura and Doug, thank you so much. I will see you next week. But right now, here is episode 2 of The Power of Film called Trapped.
Next on TCM, Citizen Kane and The Power of Film Episode 2, and later, Network. TCM will atone tonight.